This is gonna be a sit-down comedy, if it's okay. Have you guys ever been to a crippled gay bar? You know, you would expect them to be fruity, but all I saw was vegetables. Have you heard about Americans bombing a school in Ireland? Like, it was not enough to bomb their own schools. They decided to go to international leagues. You know, it's crazy. Speaking of Americans, I was surprised, you know, that they didn't win gold during last winter in shooting. You know, like, it seems like it's their specialty. I don't know. By the way, my name is Uzak, which from Kazakh translates to long, but my ex can confirm that it's a false advertising. Speaking of false advertising, you know how in Disney it's like Sleeping Beauty, you know, Beauty and the Beast, those movies. Like, why do they all have to be beautiful? That's sexist. And then you think about it, and like, would anyone go to watch Sleeping Average? You know, Mid and the Beast. You know, no one would watch it. You know, I like playing games on my PlayStation 5, like, you know, Horizon, Final Fantasy, stuff like that. And one day my friend asked me, why are there so low amount of black protagonists in those games? I'm like, have you seen NBA 2026, 25, 24, 23, 22? You know, there's plenty of them. Okay. You know, I think, thank you. I think white people are kind of insane. Hear me out. I was in Dubai once, and there was this British chap. He was like, oi, bollocks, shite, you know. He was like, hey, waiter, where are you from? And he's like, I'm from Bangladesh. And he's like, oh, India, right? You know. And it happened to me multiple times too. I remember kids, when I was a kid, I also went abroad, and people were calling me China, China. But then my eyesight got worse, and the people started calling me Japan. So, you know, that problem solved itself, I guess. You know, I'm kind of jobless right now, but I'm not really giving up. You know, even the main singer of AC/DC got a job, and imagine that casting process. He's like, I can sing, guys! You know, like, would you believe him? I wouldn't. You know, I had a distant relative who was in jail. He came out of jail when I was 5. He was like, don't drop the soap in jail. I'm like, why? He's like, you know, they're gonna point at you and laugh, like, how wow, you're so clumsy. And now I'm like 30 years old and I'm wondering, what did they point at him with, you know? Yeah. So yeah, recently my grandfather was dying. He was like 84. I was like, you still can be a president of the United States, you know? But, you know, he died anyway. I invented a new conspiracy theory recently. You know, I think zebras are just regular horses with Epstein files on them. Yeah. You know, there's always a signature drink for every country, right? Russians have vodka, Georgians have wine, Irish have beer, and you know what Africans have? Not water. Not. Okay. My Jewish cousin gave me permission to do the next joke, so buckle up. Jewish Pinocchio constantly grows his nose. Okay, sorry. You know, applause was promised to me 3,000 years ago, so you all should applaud. I think that's all. Thank you.